Okay, so before buttoning up this fireplace and TV wall unit installation, I thought I'd make a little quick video as to the details of assembly and how it was all put together on the wall. So first of all, starting with the top piece, basically the TV is on a bracket that is telescoping, so it'll come way away from the wall. And to access power and perhaps to add equipment such as a mini computer, whatever, you would have to remove the TV from its bracket here and then remove these screws holding this panel onto the wall unit. And once that panel is removed, you will have access to both some space and power. So there's 4 outlets behind here, and only 2 of which are being used at the moment. Cords are run through that hole back out to the TV. And the TV is powered back here, and all the USB connections are at the other end, but very easy access, and just run everything back up through that one hole and they'll be hidden. So that's how that system works in terms of adding or removing equipment from the top end. I guess the other thing of note is that this whole space behind the TV and in this area here is empty, so things can be mounted to the back or to the front or to the side as required. In terms of adding equipment, that space is free. And the space above here is free, but that will require disassembly of the unit. The wall unit itself is held to the wall by 2 screws on either end, which are affixed to a transverse 2x4, which has been affixed to the wall joist. So basically it's hung on those 2 screws at the ends, and then it is also screwed to the wall by a couple of screws, 3 or 4 actually, behind the access panel for the power, so those are visible. So that's how the whole thing is hung on the wall. Very sturdy box. Okay, moving on to the base unit. I'm just getting ready to tile it, so I'll just go through some of the details here. So this is a little space or a little niche for the subwoofer that goes along with the soundbar, which will be mounted up a little bit higher once we get this tiled. So the tile over here has been carefully cut to fit around the remaining space, and that will be installed there. But access to the power and the box insides is done through the kick plate at the back here. There are 3 screws that are holding on to that are holding the back plate to the cabinet, and those can be removed, and then the screws anchoring the unit to the wall plate at the back are going to be visible. And if you remove the fireplace insert by lifting it up and out of its box, you will find 2 or 3 other screws that are holding the back to the wall drilled and screwed into the studs. So that's how that works. So all this outside surface will be tiled. The unit will become quite heavy. It's going to be somewhere in a 250-pound range when it's all said and done, but it can be moved by removing those screws. Okay. The back tiles have been carefully cut to basically rest on the back panel of the wall unit. So they'll stay on the wall, but the base unit can be pulled out. On this side, we have a water line that will feed the Optimist fireplace insert. So that's its purpose. And inside the insert itself, you will find that there is a shutoff valve that lies at the front underneath this cover. Okay, so in that way you could, it's possible to disconnect the water supply to the unit and remove the unit or replace the unit as required. The water line is going to run in a channel that has been cut in all the baseboards that are going to be used in this project. So right now the baseboards are removed to permit the running of the water line. The water line progresses to the stairwell, and a hole has been drilled in the bullnose, the end piece of the stairwell, to allow passage of the water line. And the water line then continues from below here and all along the bullnose that will be recovered in the original trim. And the water line travels to the other end of the floor, where it is once again passed through to the top of the floor behind baseboards, and then passes through the base of the kitchen cabinet and is connected under the kitchen sink. And you can see that there are two valves here. The first valve directly in front of the camera, the chrome one, connects to the water supply that feeds the faucet, and one line goes to a T-fitting, and the pass-through goes to the ice maker and the water dispenser in the fridge. And the second valve, which is with the blue handle, controls the water supply to the fireplace. That line has been looped and secured to the back wall so that there's no chance of somebody just yanking on it inadvertently and disconnecting it and causing a flood. So that's why that is there. And that's the blue valve is for the fireplace insert unit. So there you go. So there you have it. That's the documentation of the installation of the new wall unit and fireplace hearth.